Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Chili Games. This is going to be another ranking, and it is going to be Tier 7 DDs. Now, before we get started, this is 110% my opinion, and the goal is to give you guys a rough idea of what I like and what I think is good. But if you think something else is better or something, like, that's completely fine. This is just opinions. I don't know why I have to say this, but like I said, a lot of you understand that, and it wasn't really an issue, but I have to say it. So this is going to be definitely a shorter list. However, it'll give me a little bit more time to talk over why I'm placing. And to me, my opinions are based on the games that I've played with them, how they stack up in the meta currently, and obviously just if I overall like them or not. Obviously, with carriers in the match, now I'm not going to really base it off of how good they are with carriers because they're so new, and honestly, I haven't played them all enough to really get an idea. So yeah, we're just gonna go off that. So first up is Fletcher, and Fletcher is easily an S tier for me. Funny story. The developers also told us, which this isn't news really, but it's been said to the community. The lowest performing DD at tier 7 is the Fletcher, which is really funny because when I looked at my stats, Fletcher was my second highest performing DD overall, and it was my second highest win rate solo in my entire account. And the only one that beat out Fletcher is going to be the Lightning for me stats wise. So I think Fletcher, it doesn't have Hydro. It is a little bit power creeped, a little bit on the gunboat area with Akazuki in the game now. Fletcher is one of those ships where if you focus on doing what you do well, which is playing cap circles and hunting down enemy DDs, you're just going to win. You are going to win games with Fletcher. It's not the best at farming damage. The torpedoes are iffy, but if you play it to its strength, it is definitely one of my favorite DDs. So an easy S spot for me. And again, coming up next, Lightning is going to be S as well. Like I said, this list is a lot easier because I think there's a lot of really good DDs. Lightning is my highest solo win rate. Wow. And it comes down to being just very good at everything. It's a very good gunboat. It's a very good torpedo boat. It has very, very, very good smoke screens. They are very useful. And overall, obviously the hydro is very long duration, very short though. Lightning covers every area that you need to when playing a destroyer, and I would say it's a little bit easier to play than Fletcher, or I should say a little bit more forgiving with the smoke screens. But overall, easy pick for Lightning at S. It is no chance there. Fantasque for me. Fantasque is. I know a lot of people are going to say S. I'm going to leave it at A for now. For me personally, Fantasque is ultimately the highest performing tech tree DD per wargaming, and Fletcher's the lowest, so that's kind of funny. For me, I tried to build Fantasque as a gunboat when I first got it, and it really just does not do the best with that. It actually works better as a torpedo boat, and I haven't really played it that much as the torpedo boat. I honestly just think it's just not really my playstyle. I know a lot of people like it. Um, I'm gonna put it at A, and I know, I said I wasn't going off carriers, but Fantastic having no smokescreen, you know, it's just not my pick. If someone were to say, here's $100 if you win this next game, I'm not picking Fantastic. I'm picking either Fletcher or Lightning or maybe someone else that we're gonna get to here. I wouldn't pick fantasque. So that's honestly all I'm gonna say about that. Oh man! So coming up next is Z23. Z23. Uh, I think S. I definitely think it's S. These three right here have been in the game for the longest, except for the little ugly duckling down here. These three are very strong. Now the Z23 is one of those ships where if you're playing a game of domination and you're running into a cap circle and there's a Z23 coming to the same cap circle, you are better off leaving. You Unless you can miraculously torpedo the Z23, you are not winning that cap circle if it is a equally good player. It has a very long range hydro. I think it's like 4.5. I want to say 4.5, but I think it's 4.4. But very, very good for just, getting other destroyers out. Really good guns as well, really good torpedoes. It is essentially a different variant of Fletcher in terms of DD hunting, but I believe it has better torpedoes in my opinion. Just a faster reload, cycles faster, all that kind of stuff. So Z23 again is just one of those ships that can just win games. And once you kill the enemy DDs, which Fletcher and Z23 excel at, it's usually just farming the other targets, and the win just comes shortly after. Now, coming up, we have one of my favorite ships in the game currently. I'm going to rank the Akazuki, the Tier 7 IJN gunboat. This is difficult. There's so many good destroyers, dude. I think I have to go S. Oh my gosh. I think I really have to because you know, okay, I might move fantasque down to B. This is just not my thing. I know a lot of people will probably have it at S. It's just not my thing, and that's my opinion. Akazuki is one of those ships where this is the most balanced DD in the game. This right here is the most balanced destroyer in the game. Let me tell you why. You have the most disgusting amount of main battery firepower. You make everyone else on this list in terms of main battery performance look terrible. And none of these ships want to come within 5 kilometers of this ship right here in a gunfight. Even if this thing is half health and you are full health, you do not want to face an Akazuki who has his guns ready and is ready to go to town. The torpedoes you might say are lacking, but in my opinion, with the torpedo reload booster, it gives you options to kind of play around with people's damage cons, and people can never expect that you're going to have another torp set coming, so that gives it some versatility. But for all that offensive firepower, it's very weak in the fact that it is very slow. It is definitely slow. It's a very long ship as well, so it can get torpedoed really easily. And it really does suck on the defensive side of things. The only defense that Akazuki has is kind of like, when you're being backed into a corner. It's one of those ships where it's like, okay, you've backed me into my corner. My only defense is fighting my way out and killing you through it. So that's really all I have to say about that. I love it so much, and also for carriers, I know I wouldn't say this, but it does have the best AA, so that will be something to think about going forward. I think I think it's an extremely balanced ship, but when it is played well, it is definitely one of the most fun and easily one of the most competitive if you know what you're doing. 5.1 detection with twist and track with these guns is pretty disgusting. You just have to watch out for torpedoes. And coming up next, we have Kagero. Now, Kagero is, I'm going to put it at C. And now the reason why I'm going to put it at C, and I don't think any DD on this list is at D, not even close. Kagero could go B. The only reason why I'm going to put it at C is because Wargaming has butchered this ship with the release of the Udaci. And I think I'm just going to leave it here and just go on to Udaci. So Udaci, I think, overall has an A performance rating. These two are actually, the fantasque and the Udaci are the two top performing DDs per Wargaming. The reason why I think Udachi's performance is so well is because its torpedo power is pretty easy to use. It's very forgiving with its concealment. So I think it helps maybe a little bit worse. Some worse players squeak out a little bit extra damage to buff their numbers to make it better. And it, it has the torpedo reload booster, and it only has one less gun than the Kagero. So the reason why I'm putting Kagero down here, I mean Kagero could go B, but I'm just gonna put it here because Wargaming has done this, and it's a shame that Kagero is in the state that it is in. The Udachi and Kagero are the exact same ship basically, but I mean it just Udachi has the torpedo reload booster, which easily outclasses the Kagero and makes it absolutely pointless. And it also gets the smoke screen. So if you want to do torpedo reload booster on the Kagero, you have to go up your smoke screen. Udachi gets both standard. So definitely putting it at A, and Kagero is just down here because Wargaming has butchered that. I wish Kagero was higher. I wish Kagero had something like. I wish Udachi had less torpedo alpha, maybe like 16, 17,000, because in theory you can reload your torpedoes faster with the reload boost, and then keep Kagero having the hard hitting torps to reward players for having the more accurate torpedo strikes because you don't have the reload booster. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling on that, and that's just my opinion. Coming up next, this is actually our last, the Tashkent. I think I will put Tashkent in the. I'll say. I'm gonna say B. It's definitely not my favorite ship in the game. Whenever I play Destroyer, I play to win. I play to cap bases and I play to kill the other DDs. Tashkent can do that, but there's just better options to do that in my opinion. And if I want to farm damage or whatever, I'm not going to use the Tashkent. I'm just going to use the Kabarovsk. I almost rarely say to myself, "Oh, I want to play the Tashkent." It just doesn't really offer me anything, and it doesn't really impress me with what it can do. So I'm just gonna leave it a B. It's just not my thing. Coming up, and so I had to add this in here. Tier 7. Obviously, this is a very short list, but Cossack. Cossack should be a Tier 7 premium, and this is obviously a meme. Putting it down in the D spot. Cossack could easily be Lightning's Tier 7 premium counterpart. If you gave Cossack the 4 turrets like it should have and keep the 4 torpedoes that it has, the trade-offs between Lightning and Cossack are beautiful. Lightning has 6 guns and 8 torpedoes, while Cossack has 8 guns and 4 torpedoes. I think more balanced Lightning, and then Cossack goes for the more gunboat oriented. Cossack would be honestly one of the most fun DDs in the game if it had its 4th turret. I, at this point, would take 4 turrets and lose every single torpedo tube on this boat. I just want to have fun in a Tier 7 premium. And obviously, this is just a joke. I know it's a Tier 6, but deal with it. This is my list. I just kind of wanted to put it on here so I could kind of just poop on it a little bit. I think it would be a lot of fun, and it's sad that we don't have any more Tier 7 premium DDs. But anyways, guys, that's going to end it. This was actually longer than I thought it would be. I thought this would easily be under 10 minutes, but we went way over. So let me know what you think. You guys have absolutely killed the last video. Y'all are amazing. We have over 150 comments and over 100 likes within the first day. Within the first, 14 hours. That is absolutely ridiculous, guys. I cannot thank you enough, especially during this busier time with college and everything, it means the world to me to see you guys still interacting and everything, and it gives me motivation to keep doing this kind of stuff even when it gets tough. And I'm honestly just, super, super thankful. So let me know what you think. This was definitely easier. There's a lot of good Tier 7 DDs, and we will probably move on to Tier 7 battleships after this. And then there's obviously tons of topics we can do with this, and it's super exciting. So with that, I will bid y'all adieu. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one. I will see y'all in the comment section. Take it easy. Peace.